Hi, my name is Mallory Arnold, and today I'm going to talk about social perception in the workplace. Our first topic today for social perception in the workplace is let us first define social perception. Social perception is simply put as social intelligence. When you are placed in a situation with other people, your ability to read and interpret their emotions is considered social perception. Thomas Malone, head of the management department at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, put social perception as the ability to discern what someone is thinking through observation. Check out the attached video to better understand how we interpret emotions.
Okay, in this video, I'm going to quickly go over the perception process. This has been in your readings, but students tend to have a lot of trouble with the perception process. So I just want to go over it very quickly, just to add some extra examples and kind of simplify it for you so you see where we're coming from here. So the perception process, perception is just basically how we make sense of things, how we make judgments about things, how we interpret our world. And we kind of all go through this frame of reference, and we all have a different frame of reference based on our backgrounds, our environments, our culture. There's a lot of different factors here. So that's why it's so easy to miscommunicate or have errors in perceptions, because everybody's coming from different past experiences. So let's go through the process. The first step is selection. In the selection process, we're choosing something to focus on. So, for example, I'm in a room right now. There's a lot of things going on in here. For pretend, I'm actually in a room all by myself right now. But for pretend purposes, I'm in a room. There's a lot of things going on in the room. There's other students. There's my instructor in the front. There's people walking down the hallway. Somebody's phone is going off. There's a lot of things going on in the room. I need to focus on one thing. So I'm going to choose to select to focus on my instructor because I'm in class right now. And not focus on the people in the hallway, not focus on the other students. Really, in terms of selection, you can really only focus on one thing at a time. And again, this process happens so fast in your brain, you don't even really think about it. But you're really only focusing on one thing at a time. So those of you who think you're really good at multitasking, you're really good at just shifting attention from one thing to another. But we're not really multitasking. We're really only focusing and selecting one thing at a time to perceive. So, I'm watching my instructor and I'm tuning out everything else in the room. I'm going to focus and I'm going to perceive, make a perception about my instructor. So now I move to organization. And in the organization step, I'm going to really analyze what is it that the instructor is doing in this stage. And then I'm going to put it in my brain, compare it to my past experiences. Now, how do we organize this information in our brain? In our readings, it talks a lot about things like proximity, similarity, differences. We kind of have ways we just organize things in general. I really like the readings and how they talk about that one of the easiest ways for us to perceive and organize is by looking at that idea of proximity. If two people are close together, we kind of just make that interpretation or assumption that they must be together in some sort or they know each other. We just make that assumption automatically. So like the idea of proximity, we organize, they're close together. That's the organization. They must be together. That's our interpretation. So back to my example of being in the classroom, I'm going to more analyze the behaviors of what they're doing outside of the proximity, similarity, differences. So I'm going to just look at what is the instructor doing right now. So my instructor is writing something in red ink on the board, putting some exclamation points by it, talking in a very loud voice, underlining the words he's saying, waving his arms and really pointing to this word that he wrote on the board. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, in past experiences that I've had, I'm going to put all this through my own frame of reference. When someone is pointing at a word, underlining it on the board, putting exclamation points next to it, using a very loud tone of voice when describing this word, I think he's trying to get a point across to us that he really wants us to know this word. This must be something really important for me. So in my past experiences, when an instructor has told me that something is really important, it's been because it's something that we're really going to be tested on. So I should probably pay attention to this. That's our interpretation.
The impact of your emotions in the workplace is huge. They can produce how you communicate with those around you and ultimately your success or failure. Social perception can influence members of an organization through emotions, committees, memos, reputations, and even board meetings. You can impact any of these things by how perceptive you are. Imagine you are in a committee meeting and the other members hate your idea. Social perception will allow you to pick up on this and move forward. Social perception not only aids in translating others' intentions, but it also helps brand an organization. Intelligent organizations share like-minded individuals that create a corporate culture. Social perception is ranked third as the common trait of intelligent companies such as Amazon and Coca-Cola. Picking up what others are thinking can help a member of an organization further their vision. By doing this, they can tailor their methods to best communicate professionally with their audience. A person's personality is also becoming a factor in job readiness. As mentioned before, a successful person uses social perception to further their vision during presentations or proposals. Using a colleague's emotions to persuade them is a proven successful tactic. The final information about social perception in the workplace is the fact that companies are beginning to use personality tests during the hiring process. Is it true that your personality affects your job readiness? And if so, do you feel like your personality traits align with your chosen career path?